Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
Welcome back to WrestlingHeads Radio, and yes, we're doing this on a Tuesday night. I'm joining here now with Tom. What's going on, Tom?
What's going on, Oscar? How you doing?
I feel like I'm having a adrenaline rush right now, but that's how I feel right now. But speaking about adrenaline rush, we got a special guest with us tonight. And you should know him. He's going to be he's in our show now for the third time, and he's from Ring of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for ACH. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up? I was hoping for like the studio audience hand claps and stuff.
Tom, you're supposed to be clapping for him.
I'm silently clapping. I'm doing flips right now, so it's kind of hard to clap and flip.
But anyways, ACH, I want to thank you for spending your time with us, and thank you for being the show on for the third time. Love to have you on here, man. You're like a freaking legend in this show.
No. But thank you, man. Thank you. I enjoy it. This is actually one of the few podcasts I like being on.
Yeah. We treat you like if you're in our house. You know, our casa is your casa. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it your casa is su casa?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm saying it right. I'm Latino, so I can get it right. But anyways, if anybody has a question for ACH, you can call up anytime at 760-454-1107, or you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads at any time while we have ACH on. So let's get the show on the road, shall we? All right, ACH. My first question I want to ask you. This weekend is Field of Honor, and it's going to take place, which I believe is in the Mets, I want to say the minor league. Well, actually, let me get this.
It's the Mets minor league
MCU
game.
Park. Yeah, it's going to be in the MCU Park in Brooklyn. You're going to be taking on Cedric Alexander this Friday, and I want to ask you, what's your thoughts of Cedric Alexander, which I actually saw you guys just recently in PWG, and it was a freaking great match. So, so what's your thoughts going on with Cedric Alexander?
I think Cedric Alexander is possibly one of the best up-and-comers. I'm glad he's getting everything he's getting in Ring of Honor. It's well-deserved. He works his ass off. He's actually a really good close friend of mine in the business. I mean, whenever we are in Ring of Honor shows, we're always together talking at the hotels, going out to eat and stuff, whatnot, and we keep in touch outside of Ring of Honor and everything. I think he's fantastic. He's super athletic. He's really nimble for a guy his size. I mean, the agility speaks alone. I mean, the dude's got a lot of talent, man. He's really good. Nothing but respect for him. Big Ted.
Yeah, I mean, I was at PWG, and your match with him was the match of the night. A lot of people were saying it was the match of the night, and it was a great match. I enjoyed it. You got the victory over him over there. So anybody that's listening, if you guys didn't see that match, order the DVD, and I'm telling you, you will enjoy that match. And if you're gonna go to Field of Honor this weekend, trust me, you're going to enjoy this match because I witnessed it at PWG, and this is like a part 2, so I can't.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, you're in for a treat here. Tom, you got a question for him?
Yeah. Last weekend on the Ring of Honor Summer Heat Tour in Philadelphia, you got a shot at the Ring of Honor TV title against Jay Lethal, and the match went to a 30-minute draw. I heard great things about that match. People that went to that show saying they were pumped up for that match, pumped up to see you and Jay Lethal going on. What do you think happened in that match that made it go to a 30-minute draw? Do you think it was you just keeping up with Jay Lethal, him not being able to, go on your opportunities? What made that match go to a draw? Because a draw is something you don't see very often in wrestling.
It's the heart, man. It's the heart. I mean, as long as my heart's pumping blood, man, I'll never stop, Jay Lethal is one of the best in the world, and to be able to keep up with him, I mean, it speaks a lot. It speaks volumes in today's wrestling world because, there's not a lot of guys that can get in the ring and roll around with, someone with the ability and the talent and the skills like Jay Lethal. So, I had to dig down real deep in order to find that motivation to keep going in the match. I'm not going to lie to you, man. That's probably the match of the year for me. Like, that was, and I've been in the ring with some great talented guys this year, and I've had some great matches thus far. But, bar none, man, that was the match of my life. Like that was easily one of my top 5 matches, top 3. It matches everything I wanted it to be. And the fact that I was able to go time limit draw with one of the best wrestlers in the world today, it means that much more. And that's why I'm in the gym now trying to get it in, man. That match did nothing but motivate me more and more because I could, the fact that I stood up and, everybody stood up and applaud and just a standing ovation, man. You don't get a lot of standing ovations in wrestling. You do, man. You got to soak it up. You got to bask in it, man. And it was probably one of the greatest feelings in the world. And, it was magical, man. And I'm not trying to sound too corny or dorky, but it was legit magic, man. It was magical.
Yeah, heard great things about it, and definitely looking forward to seeing it once Ring of Honor releases it, because that's something that everybody needs to check out. 2 great talents just going at it, and like I said, you don't see 30-minute draws very often in wrestling today, or even wrestling in the past 20 years. You don't see 30-minute draws, so it's something special when, you do that, especially in Philly, because Philadelphia is one of the toughest crowds to perform and impress.
It is, man. And in today's wrestling world, some people will argue that wrestling fans don't like long matches anymore. And the fact that we were able to go out there and battle for 30 minutes, and I'm talking exhaustion. I was so tired, when I got back to my hotel, everything ached. I wanted to go to sleep, but I couldn't. My eyelids were heavy. It felt like it was a fight, man. It was a fight out there, man. And like I said, the fact that there was no conclusion to the match, it was just a draw, makes it even that much better for the future, and who knows when that may happen.
Definitely. All right, Oscar, you can go ahead and ask your next question.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Field of Honor this week. Golly. You got AJ Styles, you got Christopher Daniels coming in, and what I see here is man, why not go to this show? I just want to ask you, why should people come to the show? Because this is a freaking, and the card even looks great. So why should people come to the show if you're in the New York area?
Look at it. You look at all the names you announced: Danielson, Kazarian, the Bucks, AJ Styles. The Red Dragon will be there. Michael Elgin will be there. Myself, Cedric Alexander. The card is stacked, man. Ring of Honor's been on fire this year, man. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that we are the hottest wrestling company right now today. There's no company hotter than us, man. We're on fire, man.
Yeah, you guys are bringing in not only that, you guys bringing talent returning AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, and you guys brought in Kazarian, who just barely started coming in, and who knows the next couple of months. who you guys could be bringing in. But, yeah, I agree. You guys are on fire. You guys had a pay-per-view just recently, and I'm just hoping more great things happen for Ring of Honor. And this is one of the companies I truly believe it deserves to be having much better. So, yeah, I hope you guys continue that way. You guys continue the good work and make this thing go more further, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you. I mean, we're just breaking through the ceilings, man. I just heard that we'll have Jerry Lynn making an appearance there at the show.
Jerry Lynn, yeah. Yeah, Jerry Lynn, man, I mean, I can go back to ECW with that guy. He was freaking awesome. I used to like him and RVD rivalries back in those days. That was freaking awesome, dude. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, no, he's a legend. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so Oscar was just speaking of that Ring of Honor back in June had its first pay-per-view, and we talked with several Ring of Honor stars about their feelings about that before the pay-per-view and after the pay-per-view. What was your feeling knowing that you're going to see a pay-per-view for the first time? You know, this is Ring of Honor's big chance. What was your feeling going into that pay-per-view?
There was a lot of emotions going on, man. There was, I felt like accomplished. Like I felt like I made it I made it this far in my career. I was able to reflect and look back on everything that I've come from, and just to get here to this moment, I was nervous, a lot of jitters, man. I was in the ring with, like, some of the best talent in the world, Caprice, Watanabe, Tommaso, PJ Wetmer, Darius Thomas. I mean, I was in the ring with some of the best wrestlers in the world today, man, and be able to come out on top, it was hard enough, man, And then after that, I was still nervous. I don't know why I was nervous, but I was still nervous. And then to find out, like, Stone Cold watched it, and, don't tell them who else watched it that I didn't hear. JR watched it. So, I mean, overall, man, I was super nervous, super pumped. I was excited. I mean, my emotions carried on like how I felt before. My emotions carried on after, man. And I felt super accomplished after I got the victory and I walked out with my hand raised high,
Yeah, definitely. Did you feel any pressure knowing that you were going on first into the pay-per-view?
Not really. I mean, a lot of people don't know, as the opener to any wrestling card, you have the most important job, and that's to get the crowd into it. Because, I mean, I've been on shows when the first match doesn't go as well, and it kind of, the first match sets the bar. It sets the tempo for the rest of the show. And if the first match doesn't go too well, then, you got 9 more matches, and I'm sorry that I didn't do well, But, going out first, it was our job to get the crowd up, give them everything, to, go out there and just kill it. And I think we did everything that we were supposed to do. We delivered.
Yeah, you definitely did. I know everybody who was watching it on Twitter, who was live tweeting, was popping heavy. For you especially, when you were, doing your usual flips, the crowd was going nuts for you. That whole match just kind of set the pace for that pay-per-view. So all of you just did a great job just introducing Ring of Honor to a whole bunch of new fans who probably have never seen it before, and then they see your match, and then they're like, all right, I need to check this company out and follow it from here on out.
All right, well, I guess I'll ask you my next question, because we're still on the Ring of Honor subject here. I want to ask you about, now we can say a former Ring of Honor star. The news broke in today that Kevin Steen has officially signed with the WWE. I want to ask you, what's your thoughts of that? And I don't know if you saw the picture with Kevin Steen and Triple H together, so I want to ask you, what's your thoughts of that?
I saw the picture, and I think it's well deserved. I only knew Kevin for a short amount of time before he, went up to the big leagues. I think it's well deserved. The guy works very hard. He's very entertaining. I mean, arguably one of the most entertaining guys and most over guys on the independent scene today. So, I mean, it was well deserved, man. I feel like if you work hard, you get what you got coming to you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still amazed. I've seen a picture with Triple H, and I want to say that I'm glad to end up seeing you and Steen having a match together at PWG. I was there live, so I can say yeah, he did. I remember those power bombs and those aprons. I remember all that like it was yesterday. So like I said, I'm glad to see you guys get it on for one. Who knows if you guys are gonna get it on again? So if you guys never get in the ring again, huh?
It'll happen again one day.
All right. Well, in case it never did for some reason, then I can say I'm glad I've seen it in person. So yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go back to Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I was going to ask actually about Kevin Steen just a little bit. Did he ever teach you anything, ever give you any pointers? Because I know you guys only had one match, but sometimes all it takes is one match for a guy to teach someone something that they never knew before. So did Kevin ever teach you anything and you're just like, man, that's going to help me in the long run?
Yeah, he just told me to shut up. That's all he ever told me was to shut up. That's all he ever told me was shut up. And I'm annoying. Get away from me. That's all he ever told me. That's all he ever told me was, shut up. Get away from me. You're annoying. Walk away. Like, that's all he ever told me.
Well, that's classic Kevin Steen. That's classic Kevin Steen. But
yeah,
as we said, Ring of Honor is returning to New York City. Brooklyn, not usually Manhattan. What do you think? Do you think New York City crowds get you more hyped up than some of the others? Because whenever you're in New York City, it seems like the crowd just is popping for every move that you're doing, and they love you. And, you know, they don't get to see you in PWG, so when, you know, you're in Ring of Honor and you're doing your stuff, they absolutely love it.
I think it's my energy. I feel like all crowds, different crowds are, all crowds in different cities, different states are different. But I just like to think the crowd always reacts to me the same just because, when I come out, it's very genuine. Nothing's forced. It's all natural. People feed off of my energy, I'm like a people prodigy. When I'm out there, people be like, oh, this dude's out here to have a good time. And when they see that, I think all people react the same, It's just a good time.
Definitely. All right, Oscar, back to you.
All right, I'm going to go off subject here. I'm going to ask him a PWG question. BOLA weekend is not far. It's like just a few weeks away, and you're going to be a part of it once again. If I remember last year, you made your debut, and this year you're going to be going against the returning Kenny Omega. I want to ask you, what's your thoughts for Kenny Omega? It's been a while since he's been in PWG, and I'm going to be there night two. Well, actually, I'm going to be there all night. So I don't know what's your thoughts with Kenny Omega.
I think Kenny Omega is I think he's. I never met him, but I think he's a great wrestler. I used to always get compared to him when I first started because I was a big fan of a lot of intricate anime stuff in my matches. So a lot of people used to throw into Kenny Omega a lot. So I'm actually looking forward to it, man. I'm a big fan of his work. I think what we can do, I think we can do something special for the people. I think it'll be great.
Yeah. This is going to be my first time seeing Kenny Omega wrestle in person. So I'm very familiar. I've been familiar for years, but this is my first time watching him in person. So I'm looking for a good match between you and him, and hopefully you can advance and hopefully win the whole thing. So I wish you luck on that, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you can win the tournament like your Spurs did. So you wear your Spurs hat for good luck, man.
Absolutely, man. I always wear my Spurs hat.
All right, man. I'm going to pass it back to Tom.
My question's also about PWG. We've seen you, of course, last year and at the last event, PWG 11, compete in singles matches. But we've also seen you team up with AR Fox as the African-American Wolves. So what do you like better doing in PWG? Do you prefer doing singles matches, or do you prefer teaming up with AR Fox or whoever and mixing it up in tag team wrestling?
Honestly, man, overall, I just like being there. I don't care if it's like singles or tag. I just like being there. But, I mean, if I had to choose one, I have to go with singles. I mean, me and Fox have crazy connection. We have a crazy connection in the ring, and I think it's because we've wrestled each other. We've wrestled each other so many times that there's just that natural chemistry amongst us. And, I mean, it's fun and everything. And I like the dynamic of me being a little black version of Davey. And, you know, he's like the black version of Eddie Edwards. So I really do. But I really do enjoy my singles run there and some of the stuff that I do as a singles. And he's hurt right now, so get well soon, Fox.
Yeah, definitely. When you and AR Fox are in there, you know, people are loving it, but I think a lot of people are also a little afraid because you guys are just both insane. I mean, people talk about it all the time that you and him are just either going to hurt someone in the crowd or you're going to hurt each other.
All right,
Oscar.
All right. Yeah, you kind of lost me. Well, okay. All right. Well, I want to ask you something a little off subject here. I remember last year, my boy Skits was like kind of getting on you with the Miami Heat beating the Spurs last year, and now this year, the Spurs beat Miami. So I just want to ask you, what's your thoughts of your Spurs coming in this next season, and can they have a chance to repeat next year?
Repeat. I'm going to call it now. Repeat. Spurs repeat.
Are you sure you're going to call it a repeat? Because now you remember the
repeat. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to call it a repeat.
Wow. All right. You're calling it. So, hey, I just want to know, there's Oklahoma City, there's the Clippers, you know, just put it out there.
I'm just going to call it now. We're the only team that didn't change any players. We have the exact same team that we went to the finals with. I'm going to call it a repeat.
Are you going to say Spurs, Cavs finals next year?
No, heavens no. I don't know who will be in the finals, but it's not going to be the Cavs.
Hey, with how the East look, I don't know, man. You got LeBron and Kevin Love in the same team. I don't know. I mean, I would love to say Spurs, Chicago Bulls, but I don't. Depends on Derrick Rose, you know. But I don't know. The way I look at it, I don't know. I don't see a Spurs Heat three years in a row going on. I don't see that happening. So
we'll do it. Well, I see a Spurs repeat.
All right. Well, I just hope my Lakers go in the playoffs and not play the Spurs in the first round. So
I just hope the Lakers win over 30 games.
If Kobe stays healthy,
that's what I'm hoping for my Knicks. You know, if we could win more than like 30 games, I'll be happy.
The Knicks will make the playoffs because they got Derek Fisher, trust me. And well, as the Lakers, they will win 30 games if Kobe stays healthy. I'll tell you that right now. So, all right. Well, I'll pass it back to Tom.
Well, I'm going to go back to some wrestling questions. So, all over the past few years or so, your name is getting out there. You're making bigger names. You're getting title shots. What are some personal goals for you that you have going forward in 2014 and beyond?
I'm sorry, can you ask that one more time?
What personal goals do you have in wrestling going on in 2014 and beyond?
I just want to stay healthy. I want to continue to progress. I want to continue to move up the ranks in Ring of Honor if that's possible. I mean, and I just want to strive to be the best. That's it. And I want to stay healthy.
Yeah, because we're seeing a lot of guys going down with injuries. Like you said, your partner AR Fox just went down with an injury and had to miss BOLA. A bunch of guys are going down, so I'd say that's a pretty good goal. Not a lot of people say that. A lot of people just say they want to do this and do that, but not a lot of guys say, I want to stay healthy and just keep going.
I mean, if you're not healthy, you can't keep going. So I just want to stay healthy, man. To me, that's more important than anything else. All right, hello?
Yeah. All right. Well, I thought Tom was still talking to you there, but I guess I will continue on in a second. My next question I want to ask you, I'm going to go back to Ring of Honor for a sec. I see in November they're going back to San Antonio, and I'm pretty sure you're excited to go back to your home state of Texas. I'm pretty sure you performed in Texas before. When you go back to Texas, do you feel like you have to? I mean, I'm pretty sure every show you have to give 100%, but do you get a different feel when you have to go back to your home state?
Oh, absolutely, man. It's the home. It's always a welcome party when I'm back home, man. This is always the feeling of like, this is my home, and with it being my home, I got to show everybody. I got to show, not only the wrestlers, but I got to show people why they love me so much in San Antonio. Those are my roots, man. I got to hold it down when they go home, man. No slouch.
Yeah.
You don't slouch nowhere, but most importantly, I don't slouch in San Antonio.
Yeah, in San Antonio. So you gotta get your Spurs gear on. You gotta do what you gotta do out there. And I remember that fast food place you told us about. I think it was the first time you're on the show. I think it's called Whataburger.
Yeah, Whataburger. Yeah, only in Texas.
Yeah, I remember you told us about that place. Yeah, I gotta keep. If ever I go down in Texas, I gotta check that place out. So I still got that in my head. So one of these days I'm gonna go to Texas. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna go to Texas. I'm gonna go check that place out. And then if I enjoy that food, I'm gonna remember and say, damn it, ACH told me about this place.
Good luck, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass it back to Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, so you were saying earlier how when we were talking about Kenny Omega, how you're big into anime. So what's some of your favorite stuff that the listeners might not know that you enjoy?
Honestly, I haven't. I mean, I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z, obviously. Fist of the North Star, but I've been, and Cedric helped me come to the realization that I have a problem with this. But my new thing is One Piece, and I mean, I'm like super addicted to One Piece. I told Cedric that I was almost caught up on all the episodes, and he looked at me and he goes, "Albert, it's over 500 episodes," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." So, I mean, if I'm not watching it, I'm playing it on my DS, and I mean, like, I'm addicted, man. Like, it's like the show for me right now. It's like the thing for me, man.
Yeah, actually, I've heard good things about it. I still haven't checked it out. I want to definitely check it out. I want to get back into all that stuff. I haven't been in that for a long time, probably because of all the stuff going on in life, and you can't find time. But I've heard good things about it online, so definitely going to have to check it out.
Yeah, man, it's a good show. You definitely have to check it out. Definitely one of the best shows right now, in my opinion. I think it has great emotion, good story, and everything. You definitely got to check it out.
All right, Oscar, I'm going to pass it back to you.
All right. Let me go back to another Ring of Honor question with them. This past weekend, they just had, you got some stars like Adam Cole, Mike Bennett, Red Dragon. They actually were in Japan over there in the G1 Climax Finals. They participated out there. But my question I want to ask you, if they ever ask you to come to New Japan, I'm pretty sure you'd be down to do it, but if you ever have that opportunity, is there an opponent in the current New Japan roster that you have to go against out there?
Maybe. That's a good question. I would love to go against Nakamura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nakamura, Mr. Michael Jackson, right there.
Yeah. I thought I was the only person that picked up on that.
Oh, it'd be funny if you guys if you guys did end up in the ring and you could show him some Michael Jackson moves.
I probably could.
Yeah, he'd be like, what the fuck? you guys, you know what's funny? You come out to Thriller and he'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. You and Nakamura will have a good match. Hopefully, you guys could get it on. You know what? If you can find a tag team partner with anybody, doesn't matter who, Cedric Alexander, whatever, I'd like to see you guys go against the Time Splitters. I think that would be freaking awesome.
I'd love to wrestle Kushida one-on-one, too.
Oh, Kushida, yeah, he's a freaking beast. Hey, you never know. Maybe we'll have another Ring of Honor New Japan thing going on in America, so we'll see what's going down. And I enjoy those shows, so yeah. Hopefully, you guys will do a show in the future, and I'll for sure will check that out for sure, and I'm sure Tom will too. But yeah, I'm gonna pass.
My next question is, you've been now, like I said, making waves across multiple promotions, and I know this is a tough question. I've asked it before, and it's always tough to answer, but what has been so far some of your favorite matches or moments in any promotion that you've done so far in your career?
Debuting at PWG, definitely wrestling Jay Lethal this past night in Philadelphia Ring of Honor. And honestly, man, at every promotion, just meeting everybody, just being able to meet new guys. A lot of the guys are starting to, come back on the indies and stuff. It's really good to sit back and get advice from them and hear stories and everything, man. That's probably the best part about it all, too, man. Just get to know everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to go around and make a name for yourself. Everyone's talking about you, and you're appearing on all these wrestling YouTube shows like Candace and Joey show, and saw you on there, and people are like, "Yo, it's ACH," and everyone's looking at you and not paying attention to anybody else.
Sometimes I don't even realize I'm getting recorded when I'm on that show.
Yeah, they Joey definitely sneaks up on you, and you're kind of looking at him like, why are you recording me?
Yeah, my favorite one was I tried to hug Steen, and Steen pushed me away. I think that was probably everyone's favorite video clip of that.
Yeah, but definitely the last one when they were at PWG 11, and it was Roderick Strong's birthday, and you were just sitting there eating some cake, and then you fed it to Joey Ryan.
I love the cake, man. I love that cake. Because nobody was eating it. Because everybody was all like, oh, wrestlers, calories, fattening. And I'm like, I got abs. I can eat this.
Definitely. All right, Oscar, I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right. Well, before I ask you my next question, I am going to let our listeners know we're not going to keep ACH that long, so just to give you guys another chance, if you have any questions for ACH, you always can call in at 760-454-1107, or you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads. Hey, you know what? Funny, someone actually called in. Let me get a phone call. Let me take a call real fast. 865 area code. You're live on WrestlingHeads Radio. You're with ACH. What's going on, mate?
So, Markcast, my phone was under my dog, man. Under my dog. Who has to happen to him? What the hell? Yeah, I did actually have two questions. One wrestling, one not. I'll go ahead and ask the wrestling one for ACH. Out of all your potential opponents at BOLA, who would you most want to face? For me, I would love to see you versus Matt Sydal. Of anybody.
That's a tough one. I mean, there's AJ Styles. Man, there's a lot of guys on that list. You know what, man? I'm just gonna have to go with. AJ Styles, man. That's one of the guys. Oh, actually, you know what? Chris Sabin, man. Yeah, that's who I want. Man, that's who I would really like to work with. Chris Sabin.
It's too much. There's just too many people in there to say just one. So yeah, I would just personally want to see that with Matt Sydal. I don't know why. I just think you guys would just tear the house down.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, well, the second one not wrestling related, anime related, because you mentioned Fist of the North Star and everything, and I get asked this question. My answer is always Bleach or One Piece because the shows are just massive. But you're on a desert island, you're stuck there for life, and you cannot get anything else, but you can take one complete anime series. What would it be?
One Piece.
One Piece? That's usually what I answer. It's massive.
If I'm going to die, I'm going to do it emotionally invested in that damn show.
That makes sense. I don't know if you've ever seen that, the linear graphs of anime series where it's like Attack on Titan is one straight line, Bleach is like a bunch of lines going in different places, but One Piece is just, it's so, the storylines branch off so much that it's almost impossible to keep up unless you keep at it and watch it one day after the other, and it's awesome the way they do it. That's actually how I've done it, and I've probably I've probably invested about maybe 5-6 months of watching it. I'm finally at season 10. To be honest with you, I didn't get to watch all of Thriller Bark because Hulu does not have it, and Crunchyroll doesn't have it either. So I have to wait, because Hulu's just now started updating it, and they're slowly putting Thriller Bark episodes up, so I have to go back and watch it. But after I catch up to the series, I'm going to go back and watch all the movies. There's actually one where they're talking about, there's actually a movie. The show actually plugs in a movie where it's like events prior to the movie, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this until I go watch the movie. So like, I got a lot of time invested in One Piece, and I'm still not done. Well, I mean, that works though, because that's one of those shows that never stopped. It's not like Attack on Titan. Season 2 is coming out like 2 weeks, and it's been 5 years. It's like they put 5 years between season 1 and season 2. That's ridiculous.
Are you serious?
Yeah, season 2 for Attack on Titan is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Oh my God! I wasn't really big on that show. I mean, there were some shock values on the first episode I watched, but I wasn't all too invested in it. It didn't get me.
Yeah, the animation style sucked. The animation style wasn't good at all. So it's too smooth. But
yeah,
the wrestling stuff though, not really a question, but actually it is a question. Are you the first, like, I guess, star, like, to come out of the Cobra Kai dojo? Because I can't find really anyone that, but yeah, I really can't. I can't think of one right now. It could be my non-sleep brain, but you know, I haven't had a lot of sleep lately. But are you the first?
Yeah. What the Cobra Kai dojo actually is, these 2 local wrestlers from back home. One named Scott Summers, Showtime Scott Summers, and one named who's retired. They took me under their wing, and they used to be a tag team, and they used to wear Cobra Kai jackets. And they passed the jackets down to me. And, you know, they pretty much, you know, they helped me come up in Texas. So I took on the Cobra Kai jacket for a while, and, you know, I was the only graduate of the dojo.
Okay, well, that makes sense then, because I was like, because I knew the 2 guys that were in the dojo. I knew that, but I thought they had started a school, and I was like, they started a school? That's awesome. I guess they did, but now that makes sense, and now my brain is complete. So,
right, yeah. I have both. Until this day, I still have both their jackets. Like, both of them gave me the jackets, and I still have both those jackets.
Well, that makes sense. Well, that's I learn something every day. See, I just thought they started a school. I thought that was cool as heck. All right, then. Yeah, you answered all my questions.
All right, Smartcast, I'm going to put you on mute, and we'll put you back on a little later on while we'll talk some other discussions after we're done with ACH. So for the meantime, I'll put you on mute, and thanks for listening, man.
No problem.
All right. Take care, all right?
Yep.
All right, shout out to Smartcast. I'm going to ask you one final question, ACH, and before we let you go. I don't think I ever asked you this while we had you on all these times, but if there's anybody in the current either WWE, TNA, or independent scene, if you have the opportunity to work with, who would that be?
Oh, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler, big pick. Dolph Ziggler or Randy Orton, and that's only because we go to the same barber. But other than that, Dolph Ziggler.
You know, it's funny you mention them. I'm actually going to see those guys this weekend. I'm going to SummerSlam, so it's happening over here in the Staples Center. So I'm going to go. So I'm going to see them. If I ran into Dolph Ziggler, I'm going to be like, "Hey, Ziggler, some guy named ACH want to have a match with you."
If you get to talk to Randy Orton, tell Randy Orton that he goes to a barber named Dion. ACH goes there too.
All right, I'll ask him and hope he doesn't RKO me because he might do it out of nowhere. You never know. You cannot trust that guy. He's the Viper, you know. That's what they call him, the Viper for something, you know. Dion. Okay. I remember that. Dion. Like I remember Whataburger. I remember Dion. All right. Tom, you got a final question?
Yeah, I got one final question. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to elaborate on this, but a couple months ago, you were at a WWE tryout with some fellow Ring of Honor stars. How much can you talk about your time down at the Performance Center, and did you enjoy it?
I absolutely enjoyed it, man. It was a it was not a once in a lifetime feeling, but it's one of those opportunities that a lot of people can't get. And to be honest, man, it was like a dream come true just to be involved with anything WWE, man. It was a great experience. I learned so much. They pushed the athlete that is ACH, man. Everybody needs a little push. You know, nobody's a perfect athlete. Every athlete can be broken. And, man, I mean, I made it through the little boot camp style that they had for me, man, and it was tons of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it, man. I loved it.
Did you ever get a vibe that you could be possibly returning there in the future?
Oh, who knows, man? Someday, you know. I mean, someday, and anything can happen in today's crazy world, you know, man. You know, I'm under the fond belief that there's a spot for everybody. You know, it's all about right timing, and you know, it's all about right timing, really. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Also, you know, not to mention you're only 26 years old, and you're just getting started. So, you know, the future, you know, sky's the limit.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you, man. I'm just living on the edge, man. Every day of my life, man. Enjoying life, doing what I got to do, trying to get this Xbox One so I can get NBA 2K15 and enjoy my life, man. That's all I do. The small things in life.
Everybody is trying to get that Xbox One or that PS4 nowadays.
Absolutely. I need to get a PlayStation 3 so I can get these One Piece games. See, I'm addicted. I tell Cedric that I wanted to buy a $100 system just for games, and he was like, one? I was like, no, they got multiple ones. And he was like, but just for those games. I was like, yeah.
I think most gamers can relate to that feeling, just dropping hundreds of dollars and just saving up every penny just for anything that they could get their hands on.
Nah, I'm not going to go that far, but I'm going to get it when the time is right. But it'll definitely be within the next 2 months I'll be getting one, though. Me and my broken heart. All
right, Oscar, are we just about done with ACH here?
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have to, ACH, we're going to let you go. Before we let you go, you want to give out your plugs and stuff before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I want everybody to go check out my new shirts that I just got on my my Pro Wrestling Tees store, Pro Wrestling Tees WrestlingHeads.com/ACH. I also have a One Piece inspired shirt that I named after my move, the Gum Gum Stump. Actually, that's a dope shirt. I think everybody should purchase it. I think everybody will like it. I also have a new shirt called ACH Gets High, all made by my man Robbie Fox. He makes a lot of the tees for some of the wrestlers. Check out my page. Like I said, it's www.prowrestlingtees.com/ACH. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My Twitter handle is GoGoACH. My Instagram handle is GoACHGo. I don't know if you catching up on this, but ACH likes to go. So, and from there, man, you can find all my stuff from Facebook and everything. So just check me out, man. Support ACH, support indie wrestling. Always motivate yourself.
All right. ACH, before we let you go, we actually got one more call. You want to take one more call before you go?
Sure, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right. Let me put this person on. I know who this person is. 909 area code. You're live on WrestlingHeads Radio, and I think I know this. This is Bruce, right?
Yo. Yeah.
What's going on, Bruce?
What's up, bro? Every time I see a PWG and you do pretty much a match of the night, which is pretty much every time you're at PWG, I end up giving you like 2 bottles of water. So that's the guy with the brown spiky hair. So that's me. Anyways, I had to call in. I had to say hi. And since you're a big gamer, I have to let you know, if you get the old PS3 that looks like it has kind of like the old Spider-Man writing, you can play all the old PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, and on top of that, PlayStation 3. So because I picked that up because I want to be able to have a big library if I pick and choose some of the older shit. So you would totally love that.
And it has a Spider-Man writing on it?
You know, it's the old style of PlayStations when the PlayStations first came out, the ones that were, cost kind of like $400, $500. It was the first gen PlayStation 3. That's the one that lets you play PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games in the same PlayStation 3. You just literally pop in a PS1 disc or a PS2 disc and a PS3. Those are the ones that go for a little bit more expensive because they're the old style. They're the most expensive ones. They don't make them. You have to buy them online, like through eBay. But those are the ones that, if you want to have the biggest library possible, that's one to get.
Oh, wow. Oh, thanks.
The newer PS3s. Yeah, the newer PS3s don't really work well with every single PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 game. So that's why I figured I'd let you know, and then I'll see you in a few weeks over at the show at the end of August.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. And guys, I'm gonna try to bring shirts out there. I'm sorry I never have shirts.
Never.
Whenever I order shirts, they always come in late. So I'm gonna try to have shirts for you guys, man. But please, if you can, just go to the website and order shirts there. But I'm going to try my best to bring shirts at BOLA.
All right.
Cool. Can't wait.
Right,
I'll get one for sure.
All right, ACH. Thanks for being on, and hope you can come back in the future for the 4th time.
Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Yeah, and I will see you at BOLA weekend, and you're going to kill it out there with Kenny Omega. So I'll see you over there, man.
That's going to be sick.
All right, man. Thank you. Thank you, Austin. Thank you guys for having me, man. Thank you.
All right. Take care, ACH.
Love you, man. Thanks.
Love it.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, that was ACH.
One of the cheapest guys on the indie scene right now. And you can just tell from that interview right there. He was just having fun, chilling out, talking about anything.
Tom, I don't know if you ever met this guy in person. Tom, I don't know if you ever met this guy in person, but I met him a couple of times. He's a cool-ass dude, I'll tell you that, man. He's just like the same thing when you're talking over the phone. He's a really cool dude.
Probably shorter than you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, after reading the heights of most indie wrestlers, I think I'm taller than most indie wrestlers.
All right. Let's do a commercial break, and I got a little not sort of announcement, but I got a little bad news after this commercial break I have to give out. So we'll be right back.
Are you turning into Wade Barrett?
Wrestling, I watch that. Kick pads, I wear those. ACH, I am that. WrestlingHeads, I listen to that. Oh! No, that's what you're supposed to do. All right.
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you three of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and WrestlingHeads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready, and I'm afraid I got some bad news.
That's what I was going to say. You're turning into Wade Barrett, which,
yes.
I like Wade Barrett, but I don't like when you announce bad news.
All right. Well, the bad news I got to give out is that due to maintenance, Blog Talk's got to do some maintenance. We have to do a short show. We're not going to do a 2-hour show tonight, but good news that we'll be on tomorrow night, and we got the CCW champion Biff Busick will join us tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern time. So you gotta be on a little bit earlier. So check that out. You don't want to miss that. We're gonna have Biff Busick on, and I just hope he doesn't slap Tom in the face tomorrow night. And yeah, those slaps are good.
If anything, he's gonna smack you, and then when he sees you at PWG, he's gonna smack you again.
Yeah, I like to see him try. And also,
you don't want to mess with Biff Busick. He will like poke you with one finger, and you'll be out.
Yeah, probably. And also Saturday, we're gonna be having a special show at the Wrestling Guy store in Huntington Park, California. We're going to be doing a show during the Lita signing, and we'll try to put on Lita on the show on Saturday. So you don't want to miss that out. Who knows? We might get Lita on. So we'll see what happens. And hopefully she doesn't twist a fake skit. So I'll laugh my ass off if that happens. And but anyways, today, big news happened today. Kevin Steen officially signed with the WWE. We saw pictures on Instagram or Twitter, whatever. You see the Triple H, Kevin Steen photo they took together. I want to ask you guys, what were you guys, and what was your head going on when you guys saw the news? It's official. Kevin Steen signed with the WWE. So let's start with Tom here.
I was just waiting for it. Kevin Steen on Twitter was posting tweets. It was going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 day by day, and he officially got announced. On WWE.com, they had a whole article up. They mentioned him as the package pile driving Quebecian, and they also mentioned Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on WWE.com. That was just great. Go to WWE.com and check out that interview. It's a good interview, and of course the pictures of Kevin Steen shaking hands with Triple H. It's great news, and Twitter has just blown up from it. Everybody from wrestlers to fans to The Rock and Stone Cold are tweeting congratulations to Kevin Steen. And, I'm happy for him. The guy definitely deserves it. He's been busting his ass on the indie scene for so many years. And, regardless of what people say about his look, that, he doesn't look like a wrestler, Jim Cornette, and other people. But the guy still is one of the most entertaining guys in wrestling today, and he's living out his dream, and couldn't be happier for the guy.
Yeah, definitely. Bruce, what was your head going through when you saw all that Kevin Steen stuff on WWE.com or Twitter, Instagram?
All right. So two things. One, they better not screw this up, and 2, actually 3 things. 2 was his name that you and I were talking about earlier, and then 3, what a crazy amount of indie talent that they've picked up in the past. Well, now it's August, so let's say the past 20 months or the last 18 months has just been astounding how much indie talent they've just been picking up left and right. And I kind of feel privileged to be part of history because remember the night you and I were there when all of a sudden everyone at PWG stepped up their game because they saw William Regal looking at them from the curtain. That night, everyone just went from maybe like a B-level show to an A-plus show when they saw Regal there. Now, I was privileged enough to stand next to him, to talk to him, shake his hand, give him a couple bottles of water, talk with him on Twitter. And Kevin Steen said in interviews that was the night that everything started changing for him because he got praises from William Regal, who had always been one of his favorite wrestlers, and I think it was due to longevity. Steen put in a good word for him, so that's what got him his tryout. And I heard Steen was praising Regal for all the help that he's done so far just to help get him to NXT. And, I felt kind of privileged to be there for the night that happened. And I've, got a chance to talk to both of them and know him. And, I just feel happy for the guy and wish him all the best.
Yeah, same here. I met the guy a couple of times in PWG, and I bought a shirt from him. And we talked a little bit. We even joked around one time. I mean, wish best of luck to him. And I remember, and Bruce, we did mention about the name. If he's going to keep the name Kevin Steen, well, he is being brought up as Kevin Steen. Shockingly, it looks like it will go that way because it just seems like every time he signs somebody, even a big indie name, they just somehow just came up with a new name, You got Sami Callihan, Solomon Crow, Mm-hmm. So Kevin Steen, if he's going to keep that name, oh well, But there's a little catch to this, though. Let's go back to the Prince Devitt signing. I don't think he's going to be mentioned as Prince Devitt. Fergal Devitt, that's going to be his name. That's what it looks like he's going to go.
You're right, but that's how they announced his signing. They announced him as, we're announcing the signing of Fergal Devitt.
But
that kind of gave it a clue.
Yeah, but when he debuted, I don't think he's going to come in as Prince Devitt. I don't know if WWE's going to even mention the name Prince whenever he debuts, And it's funny that, today the WWE Network now went internationally, and they mentioned him. He's from Canada, so it just seems like they're gonna have to debut these guys pretty soon because now it's going internationally. You got someone from Canada, Kevin Steen. You got someone from Japan, Kenta, and you got someone from Ireland, which is Fergal Devitt. So I'm saying after they have their Takeover 2 event, they got to start bringing these guys in and debut, no matter what.
Well, I think also
who knows? We might see one of them at Takeover 2.
That'll be sweet, but I mean, it doesn't matter at Takeover 2 or after. They got to put them in real soon because it's going internationally and I'm not saying they deserve it more. Like, there's a guy named Sami Callihan they're still waiting to making his debut. Well, I'm afraid he's going to have to wait because, he ain't an big international star like Fergal Devitt. Or if you want to say Kevin Steen because he's from Canada, well, fuck it. But they might even debut before Sami Callihan. Sad to say, even though he signed a year ago. I know, right? That's
I was gonna say, do you still have a Smartcast on mute? I want to get his opinion on this.
No, he hangs up. But Smartcast, you want to call back? Go for it. I know you're listening. 760-454-1107. Or anybody that's listening, if you have any thoughts of Kevin Steen to the WWE, you can call in. But just make it quick because we're not gonna have a 2-hour show like normal. Back to Steen. Well, let's just wish him luck out there. And hey, you know what? there's another name out there that could be getting signed pretty soon, a guy named Willie Mack. So when Willie Mack officially signs, are they going to do the same thing? They're going to have a Triple H photo with Willie Mack, and they're going to make a huge announcement, WWE is proud to now sign Willie Mack. Huh?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Nothing against Willie Mack, but he's just not on the same level as Kevin Steen,
popularity-wise.
and Penta.
Yeah, popularity-wise, true.
He's just not on the same level. Those are three of the top, those are three names that I think a lot of people know. Willie Mack is kind of like, a much lesser name. People know his name, but not a lot of people know his name because he's only really been in PWG is where, I say he's got his most fame from.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it would matter either way as long as they, just sign him and bring him in and do something.
Yeah. Speaking of my SmartCast, I think he's back on right now. SmartCast, what's up, man?
Then I went inside, so my phone died. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Kenta, Devitt, and Steen. I guess you could call this a conundrum because, you can't bring all three of them in at the exact same time. That's just too much.
Well, they kind of did that with NXT. I wouldn't put it past them now that they win international. Everyone knows that's part of the reason why Devitt came on also was to join on with the other Japanese fans who are going to be like, okay, we have Kenta on, that's cool. We have Devitt, awesome, even better because of that international appeal. I wouldn't be surprised if they shotgunned a few guys either really fast or they had like a little mini faction come out just for the sake of getting more international subscribers to jump on, or them even pushing NXT and you see, come here to watch all the international next generation stars of the WWE only on NXT, and I could see them highlighting a bunch of the international stars just for the new international markets, and maybe it could be like an international only commercial specifically aimed at those new subscribers, which is really in the realm of probability simply because that's what their main focus on. After today and getting, 170 countries now that have access to the network and with tons of international appeal, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is that they could probably put Devitt and Kenta together, just a quick tag team, have them debut as a tag team, then split them up down the line. But part of me thinks that's kind of a mistake and just put them in as a faction instead. But that's what happens when you sign all that just glorious amounts of talent at the same time as you run into small problems like that. I think they should debut like they do with major stars coming into WWE, do like video packages for them right before TakeOver 2, and then have someone debut at TakeOver 2, and then the rest debut after. The problem would be which one of those three would debut at TakeOver 2, because all three are pretty much the same level.
Yeah. It's like whoever debuts, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't choose one over the other. If it was Kenta, it's awesome. If it's Devitt, awesome. If it's Steen, awesome. And
imagine if they say, special match.
That NXT crowd is gonna go insane because they're not stupid down there at Full Sail. They know they're wrestling. They're gonna, whether WWE puts them as a face or heel, it won't matter because they're gonna cheer the shit out of them.
Yep.
Well, imagine what they're going to do at TakeOver 2. It's just going to be like, it's C.J. Parker versus a mystery opponent, and and the whole time they don't tell you. They don't even have an inkling of a clue who it is, and you're like, it's one of those three, and you don't even care. It doesn't matter who it is. It's going to be awesome. That's what that'd be ideal. Just say C.J. Parker versus a mystery opponent, and have them come in and destroy him.
Yeah. And I still say that TakeOver 2, I said it for the last NXT Live special, whoever wins the NXT title on TakeOver 2, whatever they're going to do for that, whoever wins at the end of the night they're celebrating, they have the title, and then all of a sudden the lights go out and you hear some crows, and that is how you should debut Solomon Crowe, because the guy has been waiting. I assume they're not debuting him because they're just, there's too many people on NXT right now, and, even though there's some people I don't want to see on there, like Mojo Rawley, TJ Parker, Bull Dempsey, I think they're just waiting for the perfect time to get Solomon Crowe in there. And, they want to push him in the right direction because, they could have debuted him, 3-4 months ago. But then if they just kept him on the undercard, he wouldn't be relevant anymore. I think that's why they're not debuting him just yet.
I had suggested to Oscar the perfect time to have a hacker gimmick come out on NXT would have been like the very first day that you have the network rollout. So if there's any glitches that come up, you could always blame it on the hacker. And I was like, that's perfect. You have a new network. You have a new superstar. That would just be huge. I'm surprised that they didn't think that or roll with it. It's
so perfect with all the media stuff WWE has. Even when Solomon Crowe, if he gets to the main roster, he could hack like the WWE network for like a couple hours or so where you click on a video and his video pops up and he says, you were looking to watch this video, but you've entered the crow's nest, whatever. Or he could hack like the WWE app or something. There's so many potential things you could do with his gimmick, and, the guy has a ton of charisma and he can pull it off so easily.
Yeah. He's just been doing dark matches. He does dark matches and that's it. It's like they haven't put him on TV yet. I don't understand that. It seems like it's going to be a great gimmick, and he was great beforehand. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're getting cold feet on the character or what. I have no idea. I don't get it.
I'll try to reach out to him, see what he says, but I haven't talked to him in like December of last year, so we'll see what he says.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they're not getting cold feet on the gimmick because they need. That's kind of what's missing in WWE nowadays. Is they don't really have any gimmick people besides Bray Wyatt. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's like it's the old days of Undertaker and Kane. The gimmick characters are kind of gone, and maybe they breathe life.
I think NXT has way more gimmick freedom than the main roster. I mean, you look at Tyler Breeze, and even though it's a simple, narcissist character that he has, but it's for the 21st century, for 2014, it works perfectly. And then you have, the vaudevillains who are these kind of old school kind of wrestlers. So I think NXT allows more gimmick freedom than the main roster. And then when you look on the main roster, there's, a bunch of guys that kind of are the same. Not everybody, but there's a bunch of guys that are just kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, but to Tyler Breeze's credit, though, he could probably have C.J. Parker's gimmick, and it would work. Because Tyler Breeze, I don't know what it is about that dude. He just oozes charisma. I don't know. You can't hate the guy. I don't know. I like him.
He absorbs his character. Like he doesn't even think twice about it. He's like, this is me. I am him, and he doesn't even bat an eye or hesitate in one bit. He just absorbs it, and that's what makes it work.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and we were only talking about the 3 recent signings, but there's just so much talent in NXT right now. It is just not even in NXT, in the whole main roster too. There's so much talent potential. It is unbelievable. Like
the main event thing's a little messy.
Like it's blowing everyone's mind. Like the possibilities of what could happen, what matches, could happen for the future. What are, future main event for WrestleMania? What are future, Money in the Bank winners? It's insane.
And the main event seems a little messy. If they can clean that up, WWE's got a solid product again.
Yeah, and back to Steen real fast. We all know he's going to do a program with Sami Zayn whenever he debuts, but I want to ask you guys a question. Do you see him feuding with Zayn or teaming up with him?
Both. They'd be stupid to ignore it.
I have this feeling that whether it's on the main roster or in NXT, they're going to do the same thing like they did in Ring of Honor. They're going to team them up at first, and then Steen's going to betray him. I have just that feeling.
Yeah, makes sense.
They need to do a recognition angle where he comes in kind of like a, do I know you type of thing. You know, just a little recognition angle because he was under a mask the whole time. So it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. So wait a second, I think I know you. Do I know you? Just a recognition angle. It's all you need. And Ring of Honor would be down for it. So, yeah.
I don't think.
But it honestly writes itself. You know, even though it would be a rehash of a Ring of Honor storyline, you could easily do it again. You don't have to do it exactly like they did in Ring of Honor. You know, I had suggested at one point that you have Steen betray Sami Zayn because he hates everything that Sami Zayn, you know, stands for, that he's all about the people and, you know, he's this happy guy. And, you know, Steen could say it's turning him happy, and he hates that. He hates being happy. Something like that.
I mean, just because they've done it before doesn't mean it can't work again. Because, like, take Time Splitters versus Red Dragon. We've seen that, like, 50 million times, but every time it's a great match. So, I mean, it just takes chemistry, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Steen have amazing chemistry together.
Yeah, this is. I think this is getting everybody excited.
Yeah.
And
the future is very bright.
We were talking about this last night, me, Oscar, and Smartcast, about the WWE's just main roster product and how it's just been, you know, lingering, and it's just been, like, kind of stale, and the Raws haven't been that good, and, you know, we were just talking about wanting Triple H to just take control because he seems like he wants to, and he just wants to get in there, and he just wants to change things up. And it's, you know, you hear about all these great signings, and you're like, oh, yeah, I can't wait, and then you look at the product right now, and you're like, well, I mean, I don't want them on the main roster yet because they'll probably get buried.
Indeed. And, I mean, this Young Bucks keep teasing that they're coming to the WWE. I think they're just trolling people, but I really don't want the Young Bucks in the WWE. I want them in NXT. Because the WWE's tag division is horrid right now. I mean, but the NXT's tag division is growing, so I'd love to see him in NXT's tag division.
You know, speaking about Nick Jackson, he's fucking tweeting right now. He said, "Who will be next?"
He Twitter ranted.
NXT.
He Twitter ranted.
Yeah,
he went off.
Well, he just tweeted earlier today, right after the Kevin Steen announcement, that he just tweeted who will be next. He's fucking teasing us. Fucking Young Bucks could be next.
They've been doing that a lot the past 2 weeks, more than what they have, more than usual, like pictures with Booker T, and then pictures with the WWE Tag Team titles. So it's like, that's a lot of trolling. I mean, I know they're used to doing it, but to do it so many times consecutively within a week or 2 weeks, I don't know. It just seems like too much to ignore.
That's true.
Okay, let me ask you.
I would love to see him in there, but.
All right, Bruce, let me ask you a question. You kind of know him really well. Can you see him going to WWE anytime soon?
One of them, Matt, yes, Nick, no, because Nick just had the newborn baby. And that was the whole reason why they wanted to stay away from the WWE schedule in the first place, was because they wanted family time and they wanted to have kids and have a family. So now that Nick just had a baby girl, I don't see Nick doing it. And Matt told me for like a year and a half ago, he's like, I'm down, I'm ready to do it. It's just Nick who doesn't want to do it. Now that Nick had the baby, I see more so Nick not wanting to do it, but Matt still trying to convince him. And Matt's told me before, like literally, I've been talking to him all the time to try to convince it, and I think Nick just got tired of hearing it. So I wonder if these if these posts that are coming up are just basically a way to gauge fan interaction and to see if Nick sees enough people, you know, coming around, enough of his fans, is it going to be worth him sacrificing the free time that he has Because let's face it, when you're doing indies, you have a lot more free time as opposed to being on the road 300 days out of the year when you're on WWE schedule. And I think he's just trying to gauge interaction with people. You know what, am I going to get the response, and is it worth me leaving my family for 300 days out of the year? Let me see what kind of interest I can get out of it. And I think Nick may be coming around to it, otherwise they wouldn't be trolling everyone this hard within a week or in 2 weeks. I mean, we're used to seeing them doing it maybe like once a month, maybe twice a month, but to do it like 5 or 6 times in a week and a half, I don't know. And I don't know if they'll have the same success if they go also. And that's another thing that worries me. And I think that's another thing that worries the Bucks too.
Well, another thing is that why not go to WWE? Like, why not? Look, they've done a lot of things already in their career. They've been in TNA, big deal. They've done a lot of things. They went to New Japan, won the IWGP Junior Tag Belts. They can bring a Honor Champ, open the Freedom Gate, Freedom Gate, open United Gate Tag Champ. They did a lot of things in the indie scene. So next for them, why not show their talent in the WWE? You know,
True.
and I bet they will start NXT. They would love to go to NXT. Look at the tag teams they have out there now. You could put them against the Von Villains or Enzo and Big Cass, the Ascension. These new tag teams they just brought up, the Mechanics. You know, they could bring them. I mean, I'm not saying they're all going to be great matches, but that's something different they can do every week in NXT. So there's no option there. Even to make the main roster, I could see him going against like a Lions tag team, like example, the Authority, Randy Orton and Kane. I could see him going at it and make it look like they can nearly beat him, like what the Hardy Boys used to do against guys like Steve Austin and Triple H. So why not? I wouldn't mind seeing them. And I'm pretty sure they want to perform at a WrestleMania at least once in their careers. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
That was my thing. Is I always thought that if they come to WWE, my biggest fear is that WWE is just going to make them Hardy Boys 2.0. But in a way, it would work because
would that necessarily be
for the new generation? It would be for for the new generation.
Would that really be such a bad thing, though?
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like I would worry about it because what if it comes off as stale? But then I think the Bucks can't be stale. It's impossible. So there's a part of me that, like, I don't know if I want them to be Hardy Boys 2.0, but essentially that's what they are. They're the Hardy Boys for the new generation.
Okay.
They're kind of heelish, kind of smartasses, kind of a-holes.
Yeah. Daredevils. They're daredevils. They'll do anything for a pop. That's the Hardy Boys. So essentially they already are Hardy Boys 2.0, just, in my opinion, a better version of them.
Probably Hardy Boys with an attitude.
Well, when it comes to Hardy Boys, I think TLC matches, flying off ladders, fucking Jeff flying off a 16-foot ladder. I don't see Nick or Matt doing the same thing. I don't see them jumping off 16-foot ladders.
No, I mean the adrenaline and stuff like that. I don't mean actual doing the spots. I mean the adrenaline and the crowd reaction they get. I mean that kind of stuff. Like spot-wise, no one is an idiot like Jeff Hardy. But, you know, it'll. I think they could pull it off to where they wouldn't have to do those spots.
Yeah. I personally, I want to see the Young Bucks in WWE. You know, of course, everybody, would love to see them, what they could do. But I said this before, right now at this very moment, I would honestly rather see the Briscoe brothers in the WWE than the Young Bucks. Just because I believe the Briscoe brothers, even though Jay has done his his homophobic tweets and he runs his mouth a lot and he curses a lot, I feel like they could be a great fit in the WWE as faces or heels. They could add such a great dynamic to the tag division already. And Young Bucks are younger than the Briscoes. So you don't know how much longer the Briscoes are going to be, doing this. That's just my personal opinion. Everyone's talking about wanting to see the Young Bucks. I personally would rather see the Briscoe brothers in the WWE rather than the Young Bucks at this moment.
I kind of agree with that. But, I mean, they had their tryout, and I don't know if they'll go because I know Jay's still pissed off at the WWE for what they said. So I don't know, man. I would love to see them in there. That's a team. That's like one of my favorite tag teams, and they would fit the mold right now in this generation, in this era. They fit the mold perfectly because they're brawlers.
Yeah.
That's what people dig. But, I mean, with what WWE said about them, man, I don't know. I mean, Jay's still pretty pissed off.
I think that's another thing. You know, the people that said that they weren't cosmetically pleasing, you know, if you have somebody like Triple H who's in charge, I don't believe Triple H cares that the Briscoe brothers, you know, don't look like bodybuilders. Briscoe brothers are probably bigger than most of the guys that they've been signing, except for Kevin Steen, really. You know, these are two just tough guys. And it's just one of those things where I think it's Vince McMahon and some of the other higher-ups, you know, just controlling them and still stuck in that thing. And one thing is, I think, you know, look at what Triple H has done personal-wise with the WWE. You know, he's gotten back Bruno Sammartino, Ultimate Warrior, you know, two guys you would never thought you'd see in the
Randy
WWE
Savage.
again. Yep.
I'm calling it now. Randy Savage is in Hall of Fame this year. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
I'm calling it because they worked with Tony Passo.
You know, it doesn't matter what you do. I feel like with the WWE, you always get a second chance. You know, I think, you know, even though the Briscoe brothers, well, Jay Briscoe mainly screwed up, and he said some things, and, you know, he's got on his rants, you know, I don't feel like that should be held against him. I feel like, of course, they would need to sit down with him and be like, listen.
I think it's too recent. It's still too soon.
All right,
I just feel like they could work in WWE if they just worked out the differences and said, you know, you said some things, we said some things. Let's just forget about that. Let's just move forward. We want to sign you. We want to get you in as a big tag team.
I want War Machine versus Briscoes first.
Yeah. Real quick. Let me. Skits is calling. He wants to say something real fast. Go ahead, Skits. What's going on, man?
What up?
Yeah, we're just talking about the Kevin Steen signing. We're doing good. Just talking about the Kevin Steen signing, and Nick is fucking teasing us again with this fucking NXT shit, so or WWE thing. So, what's going on with you, Skits?
Everything is good. Today's a good day, you know, for WWE. Kevin Steen, another top indie guy, signed to the company. So I actually in the fucking group Boxer chat saw the fucking picture that Bruce sent us. Was pretty fucking dope with you know, Kevin Steen. You know, you got Kenta, Prince Devitt, Sami Zayn. I mean, the future's bright for WWE. I mean, like it or not, what you see on TV, it's wait. It's coming.
Yep, it's literally the new gen coming up.
Wait till Willie Mack gets on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I heard you guys talking about, you know, having the Briscoes, you know, in WWE. That would be cool, you know, because they've been around for a while. But,
but I doubt
it's
happening anytime soon.
Anything's possible, right? Just like you guys said, like, if fucking, you know, Bruno Sammartino can go to the fucking Hall of Fame or Ultimate Warrior, you know, anything's possible.
But like I said, I ain't gonna happen anytime soon. I would love to see the Briscoes in WWE, but ain't having anytime soon. I can see the Young Bucks going in 2015 than the Briscoes. I'll tell you that. But
I agree.
Yeah. I think the Bucks will go first before the Briscoes, just because you know what the Bucks have been doing, you know, around the world. They've been, you know, just winning titles, you know, went to Japan.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I mean, the Briscoes. If we're like years back, maybe I could say Briscoes would go before the Bucks. You know, because the Briscoes were hot. You know, back in the early days. You know. And now the Bucks are hot. It seems like they're going for what's hot right now in the WWE.
Well, you know what else? I think it also has to do with their international influence. And because the Bucks have been pretty much making a name for themselves in Japan for the past year, that drives up their marketability to, again, international subscribers, which is what they're all about right now, since today, again, was their launch of basically taking the network global. And so anyone who has any type of mainstream appeal internationally, and the other country that has a big wrestling boom is going to be Japan, you got to know that they've probably been in talks with at least the Bucks, within the past 6 months. And whether or not they...
having the Bucks too, first taking a photo with Booker T, then putting a photo of the Coca-Cola, Cokes with their name on it and the WWE title in the middle, plus saying that they will work well with the Usos on tweets, and like numerous tweets, they say all types of shit, like having you wonder, like, Even I think Nick Jackson even put a tweet, said he I guess he typed in Google the top tag teams in the world, and I guess they were like number 2 or some shit. I mean, not in the world, but of all time. Like their fucking photo that popped up.
All right, guys, I gotta end the show pretty soon because due to Maine's work and Blog Talk, we're gonna end it. So, but tune in tomorrow. We got Biff Busick on. You don't want to miss that out. 10:30 Eastern. We're gonna be on a little earlier, so you don't want to miss that shit out.
I don't want you to know that maintenance doesn't really mean nothing.
What?
The maintenance doesn't mean nothing.
We don't know that for sure.
You sure?
I mean, because we've done the show plenty of times where that maintenance thing is up there.
Well, I already told everybody we're going to end the show. But thanks for bringing the news to me. But, yeah. Now I don't know what to do. Fucking skits, man. You messed me up now.
Hey, just follow me at fucking WA Skits. I got to go back to work. Peace.
All right. Let's fucking end the show then.
So funny.
Skits fucked me up. I'm going to end the show then right now. Fuck it. Let's just give out our plugs, and we're gonna fucking let's end this shit. All right, go ahead, guys. Give me your plug.
Yeah, I guess I'll go. You can follow me at Twitter at @Darren MINUSDARRIN. Look for me on YouTube at SmartCast. I just put up my Ring of Honor and Ninja FEW one today. WWE and SummerSlam predictions are coming tomorrow.
All right. Go ahead, Bruce.
Find me at Bruce Kraft Jr. spelled with a K on everything: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, LinkedIn. Take your pick.
All right.
And you can follow me on Twitter @ToTweetMe. That's all you need to know for me. But I do gotta say, check out WrestlingHeads.com. Check out all the writers over there. They're doing their stuff. Very good stuff on there. And now it's on to you, Oscar, to end the show.
All right, you can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, Vine, and I think my Instagram's my head's on Instagram and also on Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Check out WrestlingHeads.com. Check out everybody's blog, especially mine, with the classic match of the week, which, like I said yesterday, I picked CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy from SummerSlam 09. You want to check that out. Check out the international section. Chris always posts results from New Japan, Noah, or whatever such. So you got to check that out. And, until tomorrow, we'll have Biff Busick on. You want to miss that out. And hopefully slap the shit out of Skit. Until tomorrow, we'll be back. Peace.